Hello, everyone. Welcome to Jennifer Hart Connected. If you have not guessed it yet and you are new here, I am Jennifer Hart and I welcome you here. Thank you for joining us today. I appreciate people taking the time out of their day to tune in, and I love sharing information. I am a connector. I share information through different resources and events, people, the Connected Soul Network, which is a network that I have created and have founded and am currently running. And we always would love for people to come and check it out. If you are new to the channel, you can come join us in the Facebook group. I'm going to put this link right here. Just search the Connected Soul Network. We'd love to have you. We have some free events that we do in there, readings, tarot readings, astrology readings, angelic blessings, so much cool stuff that we have. More coming in time. I don't have a set date yet, but I know there's always things brewing. And if you are looking for a community, personal development, growth, work, spirituality, I would love to invite you to come join us in the network as a member. It is all access pass for explorers is $25 a month, and for guides is $33 a month. You can check it out on jenniferhart.com. And I think that's it. I'm just going to jump right into it today. That's what I'm feeling. I just asked for guidance to be guided before we get started. And we are going to have Astra Fox with us today. So much good stuff to discuss, some personal stuff on my end, because I have worked with Astra recently and had some major breakthroughs, epiphanies, takeaways. If you've seen me lately, you've seen that I have been in major action, and a big part of that is because of Astra Fox. So let me tell you a little bit about her, and then I will bring her on and we'll just jump right in. Astra Fox is a certified spiritual life coach, master practitioner, and Neuro Linguistic Programming, NLP, you might have heard it, mental and emotional release, hypnosis, and a positive singer-songwriter who helps her clients release their blocks, get unstuck, share their gifts, and live their joyful purpose. Astra began her journey of transformation at the age of 20 when she experienced her personal tragedy. She made the choice to allow this tragedy to propel her into a life of spiritual and personal growth to make meaning of the loss. Through her grieving, Astra used songwriting as a way to process her pain. After years of self-healing, using her songwriting and spiritual tools, Astra started to channel her transformation into her songs and began writing and performing positive folk music. Her new style of music carried themes of joy, life purpose, empowerment, manifestation, and transformation. This new writing style and mission to uplift people with her music led her to becoming a life coach in 2018 and a spiritual coach in 2020. In 2021, Astra received her Associate Coach Certificate from the International Coaching Federation and continues to grow her coaching toolkit in a variety of modalities, such as her custom musical mantras. We're going to talk about those today, spiritual and creative processes, hypnosis, mental and emotional release, and neuro-linguistic programming, which was the NLP. That is what I talk about the most, and you'll hear me always just reference NLP. Astra now blends the gift of her music with her passion for personal and spiritual growth as a spiritual life coach by helping her clients share their gifts and live their joyful purpose. Let me bring Astra on. Yay!
Hi.
Hey, friend.
Thank you so much for having me. So happy to be here.
I always love hanging out with you. So Astra and I talk like every single day.
True.
Yes, it's true. And so it's so fun when I have people on that I talk to all the time, because there's always just so much good stuff that's going to come up naturally. And I love that. That's what I love. We didn't write anything. So I have these little forms that I made. I'm just going to show it to everybody. So it's like, here's my bullet point talking, nothing. I'm like, I'm just going to go with it. And sometimes that's like the best way. You know, I always tell people, they're like, well, what are we going to talk about? Like, what should I prepare for? And I'm like, nothing. Like, this is what makes the best interviews, literally just having conversations and seeing what comes up and trusting that the universe is guiding us to show us what we need to share with other people. So
exactly. If we prepared everything, that we might miss what people are watching, like what they need to hear.
Yeah, it's like putting ourselves in a box, right? So we can have like a general outline, and I usually do. But what I've started to do is just create my bullet points as I go, like based on what we talk about. So I like that. I've tried a bunch of different ways in case anyone's like, oh, I want to start an interview or a podcast or something. Just play with it. It's going to be different for everyone. You have to find what works for you. Okay. So I always like to start off, as you know, because you've been my guest multiple times now. Thank you for that. And talking about how we know each other. So Astra and I actually met at a neuro linguistic programming training, also known as NLP, that I've said in case, but if you're just tuning in now, you know. And I talk about it a lot and I call it NLP. And I try to remember that not everybody has heard of this. I had heard of it like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years ago at some random workshop. And then I started meeting people that did the techniques and I started doing the techniques as a client. And I was like, holy crap. And that's part of what we did, right, for my session that we're going to talk about recently. And so Astra went on and got certified and then moved on to the next master certification. I did not. I'm like, I'm solid that I don't want to do NLP on people, but holy crap, it's so interesting. And I only wanted to learn it for myself. And then it was just bad timing. I opened the network at the same time and it was just too much. So I do plan on going back one day. And yes, so
There's quite a spectrum of how people apply NLP.
yeah.
And I learned there's a lot of salespeople, business people who use it for communication, for their sales process. Myself as a practitioner, as a coach, I like to use the tools to help rewire and reset people's subconscious programming.
Yes, which is why I wanted to go do it. Actually, you know what? Is there anything else you want to share about NLP in case people have never heard of it?
I just describe it because it's a very large topic. I think the best way that I found to describe it is that neurolinguistic programming is the language of the mind. So it's how we take in information and then how we view information through the subconscious programming. And NLP tools allow us to go in, become aware of that programming, and then rewrite it in a way that supports our goals.
That is such a beautiful and simple explanation. I freaking love it. Very clear. And yes, so I have had major success with identifying these things hanging out in the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is really running the show, right? It's like we think, and it's so funny because I just assume that everybody knows about the subconscious mind, but I didn't at some point, right? Like, I don't know, when I really got into personal growth and development, I really started to learn about it. But the subconscious mind is running everything. It's our habits, it's our beliefs, it's our patterns that we're doing. And we think we're running the show with our conscious mind, and it's not true. So if you have anything you want to share about the subconscious mind, just as a little tidbit of, if people have never heard it, what would you tell them about it?
So, and you just touched on it. So I think a lot of people do hear, and this was my experience, is I heard the subconscious or unconscious mind referenced, and I'm kind of like, oh yeah, but I didn't really get it until I took my first NLP training and learned that the subconscious mind runs 90% of our thoughts, beliefs, habits, and behaviors. And so I always say, if there's a goal or something that you're trying to change or a goal you're trying to achieve and you haven't been able to do it, it's likely that there's a subconscious part of you that is holding you back. And one of the easiest ways to think about this is the beliefs. So if you have a belief that money is evil, that's operating on a subconscious level, and you have an income goal that you're trying to make and you just keep hitting that ceiling, it's because your subconscious is believing that money is evil. So it's never going to let you earn more money. And so until you're aware of the subconscious programs that you're running, then it's going to be harder to reach your goals and live your joyful purpose.
I love that. I love the plug of the joyful purpose. Let's give an example. Can you share a personal example of something that you've experienced with the subconscious mind where all of a sudden you were aware of it and then you did the work to release it? Like, because we're going to talk about mine too, but I figured let's get one from you. I love stories and I love examples. That's how I really take in information, as I already knew, but confirmed in our NLP training. So tell me yours.
Yeah. And I have a personal story that's really recent, actually, because I've been continuing to do a process that I offer now called breakthrough sessions. And so in my recent breakthrough session, the topic that I did the breakthrough on was in personal growth and development. So we were looking for my greater problem, my core subconscious limiting belief that was running the show. And mine was, I am unworthy of love. And once we discovered, and then I released this belief from my subconscious mind, I felt greater peace than I've ever felt before. And I realized, oh my gosh, with the belief that I'm unworthy of love, I thought I had to earn love. Thought I had to do something. So I was constantly feeling like I needed to be doing. I had this low level of anxiety all the time because if I wasn't doing, I wasn't earning love. And if, even when I decided to take rest, I was feeling bad about myself for not doing something. So once I released that subconscious belief, I felt this peace. I felt this sense of rest like I'd never felt, and as well as compassion and love for myself.
That's freaking amazing. I think a lot of people could really resonate with that. I definitely can, for sure. And would it be okay to share this specific experience about how after you finished your session, and you were looking at, can I share? You want to share it?
Yeah, please. I'm like, where are you going with this?
Oh, okay. Well, what stuck out for me, she shared this with me on our daily talks that we have already. And what I thought was a huge, this is the evidence that it worked and something shifted. And this is how I experience it after I've done these breakthrough sessions. It's it's the gift that keeps on giving, it keeps going. So since you just did this recently, there's going to be more evidences that come up, or incidences. Not incidences, that doesn't sound right. You get what I'm saying. Okay. So what I remember is that you said, yeah, after we finished, I had this huge time frame that was available. And what I would typically do in the past is I would go fill it up and have to be productive. And what you had shared with me personally was that you said, I was so at peace that I could just do nothing and be okay with it. And it really made me realize that's when you had that aha moment that you were like, I was always doing that because I was having to earn my love and be productive, and it wasn't okay if I was. So to me, that was just the proof in the pudding. And then you literally did nothing and you just rested and you hung out with yourself. And I was like, wow.
And I didn't judge myself for it. That was the other shift. Because before, like I said, even if I was resting, usually from just kind of burning myself out and be like a forced rest,
yeah,
I would still feel guilty about it, or I should be doing something. And I just felt completely at peace and accepting and loving and trusting and knowing that there's nothing I had to do to earn love. And I already was worthy of love just inherently as, being here on the earth.
I love that. And yes, and we all are. If you're watching this is you also. You, just for being who you are and being on earth, you are worthy of love. And
I will also thank you for saying that. I also just want to point out, because when we discovered my greater problem, my practitioner and me, I was like, no. That's, I know better than that. There's got to be something more complicated, right? And what I noticed was that, oh no, I can really see how believing that I'm unworthy of love would create all of the circumstances in my life, from being a very young child into an adult, all of the stories, of being inadequate, seeking love in unhealthy places. There were just all of these examples of how that would have been the core belief for those things to have happened. And it's one thing to think on a conscious level, of course I'm worthy of love. We're all worthy of love. But the subconscious, it's operating without you even being aware of it. So we can know something can be true on a conscious level, but also still need to release it on a subconscious level for it to really make that shift.
That is so true. And that's why I love my talk therapy, because I'm a verbal processor. However, I see more instant results and bigger results when I do the subconscious work, because you can talk. I am so aware of everything. I've had so many practitioners be like, Jen, you're the most aware person ever. And like you need to do even more inner work to release it, because just because you know it doesn't mean you know it here. I always say I know it here, but doesn't mean I point to my body like it's integrated here. So I love that you brought that up. And yeah, one time someone had asked me like, well, how do I know that I need to do work? And I was like, well, first of all, I think everybody has baggage, because from a young age, I did a video on this. I don't have any props right now. We'll use this cup. And it was like, I used cotton balls in a clear cup, and it was a Toastmaster speech. And I was like, people just drop cotton balls in your cup. This is you. And they fill up your mind. It's your parents, it's your teachers, it's your friends, it's TV, it's commercials, it's all of this stuff. And your subconscious mind takes in everything, whether you know it or remember it or not. And then pretty soon our cup is full. And then we're operating off of all of this that people have put into our cup. So we have to go in and question ourselves. This is why I created what I created in the Connected Soul Network, is because it's self-exploration and discovery. And I say, why am I the way I am? Why do I believe this? Why does this pattern keep happening to me? Why do I procrastinate all the time? How come I'm not reaching my goals? Why do I beat myself up? Blah, blah, blah. There's so many other things I can give you as examples. And so what I've been doing with doing my subconscious work and all the other forms of healing and exploration that I do, I'm taking these cotton balls out, and then I'm intentionally replacing with the cotton balls I want. So in case people are new to the subconscious work, I always think that's like a really good visual. I like visual and stories to look at it.
Yeah, I think that's a great analogy. I also like to describe it like a window. Like our view of the world is tinted by the lens of our beliefs that are programmed either on, from a very young age, 0 to 3, or even a previous life or passed down genealogically. So this release work that we do in the breakthrough session with the mental and emotional release and the NLP tools actually can release subconscious programming that has been passed down to you from before this life.
And that is proven by science, just so people know. I couldn't tell you the exact article, but I know that there was like a test done on rats. And every time that they would release, I could be wrong on this, but how I remember it at just a quick glance was like, they would have rats in a cage, and every time they'd release like the smell of cherry blossom, they would then do shock therapy on them. And pretty soon the rats would just smell the cherry blossom, and then they would run around because they thought they were going to get shocked, even if they didn't, because they were expecting it, because it was programmed and remembered in their mind, in their subconscious mind. And what happened was they had babies. And then I feel like I was doing an Outcast song right now. And then the babies would test it, and they put the cherry blossom smell in there, and the babies would start running around, and they had never been shocked. And so it was passed down from the DNA cells. And you can change the DNA too, which is, as you do this type of work, you're recreating new patterns that you'll then, if you do this work before you have children, then you'll change the course of that. And there's so many different ways you can still do stuff. So even if you already have children.
Yeah. I've had several clients really appreciate the ancestral healing that they're able to take control of for their line by doing this release work.
I've experienced that too, and it's super powerful. So let's talk about my session. So I recently did a breakthrough session with Astra, and I wanted to focus on career and business because I've started this business. It's going well, and I know it could be going even better always, right? And I know that if there's something not going right in my life, that it starts in my mind and my body, and it starts with me, right? So we went through migrator problem. And what's crazy is that when we learned it, I was just like mind blown, but it was so simple. So I've shared this before, but I'll share it again, is that my greater problem was it's not safe for it. We just said it, but that was referring to business. This would also make sense in life too, to be easy. And it's so funny because as soon as I said it out loud, came out of my voice, but then you're like, that's your problem. And I was like, holy crap, I didn't even realize it. And this is what happens. We have these blind spots. And as soon as you said that, all these lights went off, ding, 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 ding. And I saw all these incidences of how I've always made things harder than they have to be. And when I was doing previous healing sessions with different people and different modalities, it was always focused on the beliefs that it had to be hard. And so I released those, and it made perfect sense. And it's like we peeled all the layers back, and then the true belief that was hiding in plain sight was the deception that, well, we're making things hard because it's not safe for it to be easy. And that's what the true driver was of everything. And since that, I feel like I have been seeing, like, literally, I see spreadsheets, I see processes, I see patterns, I see them much easier and quicker and more efficient. And I'm now restructuring the whole organization of the network to be more efficient, not only for myself, but for all the members. And it's in every area of life. Like, I've even seen friends and relationships in a new way, and finances, and it's been really, really powerful. And it's, like I said, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Like, every day I'm sending Astra a thing. Oh my God, guess what happened today? I saw this new spreadsheet pattern, and it was like, I've been doing it this way and it's so hard. And then now I'm doing it this way. And why it's important is because, the easier it is, how would I describe it? The easier it is, that's just how life's supposed to be. And I've never known it to be any different, right? And I've known that I make things harder than it has to be. I've been aware of that, like we were talking, but like, I didn't know why I was doing it. And it was a protection mechanism. And it's the same thing that would run throughout my whole life. And what's crazy is that I had identified a couple years ago that my number one trauma is safety. So it's like, how wouldn't I have already put this together? Like, this
hiding in plain sight.
Insane. Yes. Yeah. And so when you said it, I was like, it's always that. Like, it's always that. And the other indicator that I always had but never realized was, I'm always talking about ease and flow. And it's one of my top values. And it's probably because I was like fighting, trying to like course correct. So I was always like, wait, it needs to be easy. That's so important to me. But it's because I was purposely making it hard. So it was just insane, crazy. And I'm still shifting and integrating. When did we do that? We did that over a month ago.
I think about a month ago, I think.
Yeah, a month ago too. I can't recommend it enough. And I've done a lot of NLP work. Anything NLP it's gold. And
it's really powerful. Yeah, I was going to say, it does seem like almost every day you send me a message and you're like, oh, I just realized I was making this hard. And it's like a domino effect where it just, like, all the chips start to fall, like, once you start kind of seeing through those patterns. And that's the other thing I've noticed from doing this work is once you uncover those subconscious beliefs, then you just start to become aware of them where they were running on automatic pilot before. Now you have a new perspective where you can actually see it happening. And sometimes there's different forms of release. Sometimes it's like a balloon popping, and other times it's like a slow release. And for me, it's a little bit of both. And so sometimes I'm just aware of it and I'm watching it happen. But other times I'm like, most of the time I'm aware of it and then able to change it, like change the behavioral momentum. Because that's the thing, is that we do have these habits that have been in place, and like almost our whole physiology is built around these beliefs. And so it's going to take some time to like recalibrate your system to believe something different, or to take action from someplace other than that subconscious belief.
Yes, 100%. I love that. So you do have a masterclass coming up that is free. If anyone is like, oh my gosh, this sounds amazing, I want to learn more, I want to check this out. Can you tell us a little bit about what the masterclass is going to be about?
Yes. So I'm really excited about introducing people to the subconscious mind and some of the tools that we use in NLP and the breakthrough session as a way of connecting with your subconscious mind. So you can use it as a tool. Just like your intuition, you have access to your subconscious mind, and you can ask it questions. You can ask for guidance. You can use it to support you, because really the subconscious, what it is doing, its prime directive is to keep the body safe and to protect you. And so you can use it to your advantage with just some simple tools and awareness. So that's what we're going to do in this free Blind Spot Breakthrough Masterclass. And you're going to discover the power of your subconscious mind. We're going to do a deep dive into what it is, how it works, and then you're going to get an experience to connect with your subconscious so you can take control of your thoughts and your behaviors.
Sounds freaking amazing. So it's on Wednesday, September 20th, 5:30 to 7 p.m., correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. I always got to get the confirmation. I was like, oh my gosh, that'd be so funny. And not really embarrassing, actually, if I put up like a wrong date and time. And then I'm like, cancel.
Hey, we're human. It wouldn't be the worst thing that's happened.
No, and that's how I try to live my life and my business is like, I want to normalize freaking failures, messing up, like mistakes, all of that stuff. Cause it's like, we see the best sides of people. And then I'm like, that's not real. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe I don't want to, because that's a limited belief that that's not real, right? So maybe it is, but that's not how I roll. I just be messing up all the time. And I'm like, well, crap, I'll do better. Anyways, okay. So the free Blind Spot Breakthrough Masterclass is, and how do people register for that? We're going to have a link in the caption for them, right?
Yeah, so we'll have a sign up link for that, and you'll just go to a landing page to add your email and your name, and then you'll get emails with the Zoom link.
Perfect. Okay, cool. And then if people are just like, okay, I want to dive straight into this, and you are a spiritual life coach, you do offer one-on-one coaching, you offer the breakthrough sessions that we've been talking about. How would they start on that path to see if it's a good fit for them?
Yeah, so I'd love to hop on a blind spot awareness session with anyone who's interested in learning more about this work, how it could help them specifically. And any of the other offers that I am offering at this time. So that's a 50-minute call, 50, and it's 50 minutes with me where we're going to do an overview of where you're at, and what are the blind spots keeping you stuck. And then we'll offer solutions at the end, which could be working with me or something else, and it's $33. So I did want to say real quick that the breakthrough session is really just the first step in what it takes to create a permanent change. And so the breakthrough session is step number 1, where you're releasing emotional baggage, those subconscious programs. And then step number 2 is creating a compelling vision. So once you've released that baggage, giving your subconscious something inspiring and compelling to see in the future and to seek out. And so this is the goal setting. By the end of the breakthrough session, once you have a clear view of the world, then we create a compelling goal that is going to give you that inspiration and motivation to take action in the future. And then you guessed it, the next step is taking action, and then maintaining a positive mindset towards your goal is step number 4. So releasing baggage, creating a compelling future, taking action, and maintaining a positive mindset are the 4 things that you need to create permanent change. And that's what I offer in my work that I do with my clients one-on-one, with the breakthrough session and then ongoing coaching from there.
Awesome. Thank you for that breakdown. I'm like over like speedily taking notes. And the way to get started there, if people are like, I want that, is to book the blind spot awareness session, where you will just meet with them for 50 minutes and you will uncover, you already said that earlier, a blind spot for them, which you always share your testimonials with me on I see them on your social medias, and I see that people have had really great results with these. So Astra is phenomenal. I can personally recommend her, and I do. Amazing coach. You also teach and contribute service events in the network. Let's talk about those, and then we will wrap up. So we have your reoccurring event, which is your group coaching call for explorers and for guides. If people don't know what that means, explorers is just someone that is working on themselves personally, and a guide is someone who's working on themselves personally and has a spiritual business. And so people can come to this call, and you use all of these NLP and all the other techniques that you are now trained in to kind of group coach everyone and have an experience or a release that they can come to. And that's once a month on the 3rd Monday. So it's going to be September 18th this month, and that's 5:30 p.m. to 7. What do you have to add that I may not have mentioned yet?
Yeah, no. So I love these calls because they're an opportunity to reach numerous people in the network, and then I just get to bring in. One reason I became a coach is because I just have a love for personal growth and spiritual growth and development. And so as a coach, it's my job to learn new tools, apply them to myself, and to share them with my clients. And so the group coaching is an opportunity for me to bring different tools in each month. So the first month we did this, it was a mindset tool that I love to use. Last month, we brought in the mental and emotional release, where everyone got an experience of releasing a limiting belief. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be bringing in this next week, but I love using spiritual tools, visualization, creative exercises. So I'm actually thinking maybe a creative exercise will be a fun one to do this month. But it's always different and it's always impactful. So if you come to one, just know that coming to the next one is going to be a little bit different flavor and you're going to get the results that you're looking for.
Yes, I love that. And you can get, so this offer event is in my network, the Connected Soul Network. And like, we're talking about a lot of different things. So
I know.
Very clear. And you can get an all access monthly pass. If you're an explorer, it's $25 a month. If you're a guide just to attend events, it's $33 a month. Very affordable. It's founding member pricing right now. And I just want to make things accessible for people. So you get to try out this modality and try out Astra as a practitioner. And then if you love it and you have an experience, then you can move down working with Astra. And that's kind of like what I am setting up in the network, is just making it accessible for people to explore themselves and what's out there, alternative healing and coaching methods, anything that will help people to get to their best version of themselves, their best and highest self. That's available to them. And I created it because that's been my journey personally. I love to try new things. I love having a variety. There is so many people that practice NLP. So you get to test it out. Is NLP for me? Yes or no? But what's also important, is this practitioner for me? Yes or no? So it's taking the modality and the practitioner, because you're never going to have the same experience whenever you show up. First of all, if you came to Astra's class every single month, you will be a different person each time. You'll have different things going on. So that alone is one factor. So it's like, there's so many factors. So I just like to make it accessible to people.
I think I'll also add, if I may, that if you've never experienced a coach before, this is a really wonderful and affordable opportunity to experience what coaching is like. Because I found that people who've never worked with a coach maybe have a hard time understand the value of it or the impact it can have, but just one session can change your life.
This is true. And we have testimonials for this. I am in the process of building out landing pages for all of the reoccurring events. And just to be very clear, if you get the all access monthly pass, you get to come to all of the events that are in the network, which Astra's is just one event. There's multiple events right now. And yeah, we have testimonials that once I have your landing page done, I will put those up so that people can see the power and the impact. And that's the thing. It's because I didn't know what this world of personal growth and development was when I first started on my journey, and investing money in it was scary. But I've invested a lot of money along the way now, and I see how much I have changed as a person on so many levels. And, you know, I never thought of myself as an entrepreneur. And now I look back and I was like, I was freaking born to be an entrepreneur. I just had hella baggage in the way, and hella beliefs, and I'm from California, people specifically. I don't know why that's coming out right now, but I had so much baggage in the way, and I'm still clearing that baggage. Like doing our session, that was so powerful. And I've seen so much, and people have seen and commented, like, I just did a live challenge for like 2 weeks in a row. I went live every day. And I had people just texting me like, wow, like I see you everywhere. And I was like, because it's easy. You know what I mean? It gets to be easy. Oh, and I didn't share that story. I'll share it real quick. So one other thing about my breakthrough session, about it being easy, is when I opened the network, it was really easy. I just came and I showed up. I was following my vision, my soul's calling, my mission. And I was just in joy and excitement and all of these amazing high vibrational feelings.
When you first launched it?
Yes, when I first launched it. And all these people came, like people that have never talked to me before joined. And I was just like, what? And then my body was like, this is too easy. And it totally self-sabotaged like so much. And then it went like, it was up here and then it went, pew, and so then I was like, I'm on this journey, like doing this. And now I feel like I'm back on track, ready to go to the next level. So I forgot to share that earlier. I just wanted to throw that in. And then let's talk about, so the group coaching is a reoccurring event, but you do have a special event coming up in the network also, which the All Access Monthly Pass would cover. And it is the musical mantras for your mindset. I'm super excited about this class. Can you tell us a little bit about it? And then I'm going to share why I'm so excited.
Yes, this is one of my favorite workshops to offer because in addition to being passionate about personal growth and development, I'm also really passionate about music. Being a singer was my first passion, and I'm a songwriter. I write uplifting, inspiring music that will uplift your heart and mind and rewrite those subconscious programming. So in this class, Musical Mantras for Your Mindset, I'm going to teach you how music can be used as a tool to rewrite those subconscious beliefs about yourself. And we are going to be singing some of these custom musical mantras that I've written for myself and for some of my clients. And then I'm going to take you through a mindset tool so you can become aware of the limiting thinking that's holding you back, learn how to rewrite it, and then I'm going to support everyone in writing their own custom musical mantra in the session. And it's so much fun. And then you get to have your own custom musical mantra that you will have for the rest of your life. I love that. That's awesome. So you don't have to have any musical experience at all to come to this. Just an open mind and some topic that you want, something you're feeling challenged about that you want to break free of.
Dude, I am so excited for this to write my own musical mantra. And it's perfect because that's the last thing that we would cover on retraining and reprogramming your subconscious mind that I wanted to talk about earlier and also forgot. But it's never forgetting. It's everything in the right time, right? So it's divine now. It's like, I did say it. We're always taking in information, which is why I now understand in all these personal growth and development books that I read that it says who you hang out with, what you consume, what you do is so important because your mind is hearing them. So I love this story. I was walking around singing this song, and I don't listen to the radio anymore. I love all types of music, but I don't listen to the radio. And it was a song I hadn't heard, and I was singing it. And I was like, why am I singing this song? Where the heck did it come from? I even told my cousin, I was like, I have no idea, but this song's on my brain. It had to have been somewhere, right? Well, I was walking through the house, and I don't really watch TV with commercials, and someone was, and a commercial came on, and it had that song on it. And I was like, wow. So like when I'm in my room and my doors are shut, I can still hear the TV out there, and I must have heard it subconsciously in the back of my mind. And I keep my own music on in here, and heard it and started singing it. That is how powerful your subconscious mind is picking up on stuff, which is why a class like this, writing your own musical mantra, which you'll be able to sing for yourself. So listening to it is very powerful in itself, but actually singing it and it coming from your own voice, your heart, your body, your soul is 100 times more powerful. So this class is going to be freaking bomb.com. So excited for that. And it is on Monday, October 2nd, 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific time. The network is now member exclusive. I did make that shift. That makes it easier for me and everybody else. So if people, and there's such an affordable option, it goes back to the all access pass that I was talking about. People can get that at jenniferhart.com. $25 a month for Explore, $33 a month. That's already 2 amazing events that Astra is going to be at. And then if you love her yourself, you can join her masterclass, or you can do the Blindspot breakthrough session. And like, I know they're like, don't give so many offers on a call, but I'm such a person that likes to know what my options are and my variety of things. So I'm like, here's all the ways that you can connect with Astra. She's amazing. And of course, you can find her on social media as well. Yeah. Astra, do you have anything else to share
Well, you know what I
before
just was
we wrap
thinking
up?
as you were sharing your story about hearing that song from the commercial that you weren't even aware of. It's like, think about
Yes.
it. Our subconscious mind is being programmed whether we know it or not. So you might as well program it intentionally. So that's one reason I started writing inspirational, uplifting music versus just whatever singing about some failed relationship. Because I spend so much time with my songs that I was like, if I'm going to keep singing this over and over again, I'm going to really be believing what I'm singing. I should probably be intentional about this. And that was 8 years ago. And it's turned into using it as a coaching tool, which I didn't realize when I first started writing positive music. But it's like, let's program our subconscious intentionally so we can reach our goals and live our purpose.
I love that. And it's so true. And yes, that is what I strive to do. And I'm human and I still consume things that I'm like, oh, this is the best. I actually don't watch scary movies anymore. Because I still have a lot of trauma from wanting to watch them as a kid growing up. And I'm like, nope, I don't do it. Anything that gives me anxiety, I'm like, nope, that's not good for me. Like, why would I do this to myself? No, thank you. So I am more intentional, like what I watch, what I listen to. It's like, oh, all my 90s music. If you listen to the lyrics, they're not the best. We need to rewrite them all.
Right. Yes.
Positive.
Progress, not perfection.
Yes.
Right. So
Yes.
even just changing one belief can change your entire life. Right.
Yeah.
So it's not like it needs to be this overwhelming thing where you have to go in and like find everything that isn't lined up with my goals. It's like, really, it's that domino effect. Once
Yes.
we start to change one area, it really does ripple out and affect all the areas of our life.
Yep. I can attest to that 100%. All right, my friend, thanks for joining me today, sharing yourself, your work, your gifts with the world, all of the amazing things that you offer in the network, and all of the things that you're offering to people out there just to help move us forward in our lives, personal goals, business goals, and moving up the love and the consciousness of the planet. I know I always feel so cheesy saying it, but it's so true. Like that is what I'm here for. And I know you
I'm
are
all about
too.
it.
Yes, yes. And I'm like, I'm owning the cheese. I need a little like cheese. Hold on, I'll write that
So
down on my
good.
list. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. And we appreciate you. I always appreciate people's time, energy, and effort of hanging out and watching these. And I hope that they bring a lot of insight, value, epiphanies, ahas, some type of something that you needed to hear today. I always trust that. And they do. They live in the ether, and you never know, like 10 years from now, this could be on my YouTube channel and someone sees it and we could change their life or their course of their life and not even have any idea of it. And that is the magic of the universe. So I appreciate that. All right, everyone. We will see you soon. Have an amazing